All right. Based on what we've seen in the last couple of months, there's been enormous pressure on the naira, and some are saying that maybe now is the time for a depreciation in the naira. Do you share the same view?
Well, the dilemma for the MPC is if you start officially a policy of saying we are going to gradually correct, so to say, the price, and begin to do that, and you send out that clear message, then investors are going to factor that in immediately in everything they're doing. And every foreign investor is going to say, okay, what is the projected price of the naira in December or in September this year or first quarter next year, and factor that into their their decisions. And you probably see a lot more money going out. And so what the CBN and the MPC have tried to do is to say in the short term, do what we can to protect the current range, the band in which the exchange rate is playing, and see if we can catch up with the pressure by giving time for all these improvements in the economy, especially.
But even at that, even though they mean well, sorry to cut your thoughts there, even though they mean well, it's putting enormous pressure on the external reserves, because as of this morning, if you heard me when I said it, it's about $38 billion. Yeah. And there was this speculation that if it drops below $40 billion, then we should begin to worry. And now it's at $38 billion. And it doesn't look like the CBN is going to stop taking from there to show up the naira at the RDAS anytime soon.
No, I think they're already worried. Everything shows that everybody is worried. The CBN, the MPC, the government, everyone is worried. But the question is, what do you do when you are worried? Do you panic, throw up your arms, jump up in hysteria, and make a lot of, generally create commotion? Or do you calmly look at the situation and decide on how you want to handle the crisis? To a large extent, CBN has been trying to do that, to calmly manage the crisis, ensure that it does not get out of hand, and if possible, stem the draining of the foreign exchange. It's going down. It is likely to continue to go down, as everyone also, as you have said. But how fast that goes down depends on what CBN does and how it defends, so in quotes, tries to defend the naira. And at some point, everyone believes that you are going to have to quietly, not necessarily announce to the whole world that you are going to stop defending the naira, but you are going to quietly, but very quietly, begin to allow the naira to correct itself and
because I was going to ask,
losing the band.
At what point should it stop trying to show up the naira? At what point should it stop, or will it even stop at all?
Yeah, that's the point we are trying to make, is that you are not likely to see the CBN go on air and say, as from today, we are no longer defending the naira. It's free for all. Everybody go and fight for yourself. Wherever the naira finds itself, God for us all. That's never going to happen. The CBN is going to continue to quietly manage the situation and see, even when it decides that the time has come to correct the price in the light of all the parameters, it's going to do that very quietly. And the investing public will get a sign that the CBN has started doing that by the kind of decisions that will start to come out. For example, after the MPC decisions today, the investors can read the mind of the majority of the MPC members and see where they are going. But more important is the next MPC meeting before a new governor is announced. It will show in what direction the MPC is thinking, whether they believe that it is worth continuing the defense, in quote, of the naira within the existing band, or it's about time to very slowly ease off the pressure by expanding or raising or the band for the naira. But that is something that will come from their decisions you can interpret. It's never likely to happen anywhere in the world, unless, of course, there's an official devaluation, which is not likely. The economy is not in such a desperate situation for government itself or CBN to say, as from tomorrow we do devalue the naira by X%. We have not reached that level of desperation, clearly. The challenge is how to manage the drain on the foreign exchange. Some factors outside our control, like the tapering in the US. Some within our control, like oil theft, some also in control in terms of the kind of things we continue to import, and then the kind of opportunities for exports, which both long and short term we can motivate by correct fiscal policy. That mixture of options are there. So you are not likely to see a really dramatic devaluation anytime soon, but a very gradual correction of the price of the naira, of the rate of the naira, is a likely option coming pretty soon, depending on when the MPC, by their decisions, not by what they come out to say, feel like it's about time. Let's stop this really serious defense of the naira and begin to gradually ease it off and let it find its own level. Because doing that also will encourage a reverse movement of the naira. If you allow the naira to slightly go up and exporters are getting more value from their exports and importers find they are paying much more for imports, they may slowly reduce imports, exporters may slowly increase exports, and then you find the naira gaining from that effort and get its value back. But these are reactions by economic players that take time. There's a time lag between when you take those decisions and when importers begin to reduce imports and when exporters begin to increase exports.
Well, let's quickly catch our breath and then we'll come back and continue this conversation. And when we come back, there's this argument, for instance, that if there's an adjustment, then just maybe the reserves won't keep dropping the way it's dropping. So let's hold on to that thought and come back and continue this conversation.
Thank you.
You're still watching this morning on Channels Television, and we're broadcasting live from Lagos, Nigeria. It's a Tuesday edition of the program, and today on the program we're looking at the MPC's decisions. As we know, this is the second day of the MPC meeting. It's holding in Abuja, and today we ought to know the decisions that the committee is going to take as regards key rates. And I've been having this conversation with an economic analyst, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa. He'll be here with me when we return in just a moment. Please stay with us.